I have a joke for you.
Okay.
The government is excellent and uses your tax dollars efficiently.
But the claim of the atomic or nuclear bomb is not real. And I can explain it 100%.
You know, it just makes you want to just bust.
Galen Windsor worked on the Manhattan Project. He had eyewitness testimony that the giant mushroom clouds were caused by megatons of TNT. He loaded them into the trucks.
It's bullshit about how crazy I am. I ain't crazy. I'm not crazy.
Oh, but don't you know? There's so much fallout and radiation. It poisons the lakes and the streams for millions and billions of years.
It begins with not caring about what your slack-jawed, knuckle-dragging, cowardly, pseudo-tough guy, football-watching neighbor thinks. Okay? That's where it begins. It begins with not caring what happens to your individual person. And when you have that attitude, then the enemy doesn't have anything over you anymore.
And let me tell you, I've been taken up to the third heaven. I've been jacked into the big plan. I've seen it. I can't even compute all of it. It's so fantastical. You have not seen nothing. You ain't heard nothing. You ain't smelled nothing like this. I don't have words to tell you. But I tell you, anybody tries to get in the way of the incredible plan the big guy's got for us, it's got me pissed, and I'm just begging to stay on the team, man. Just put me in the game, coach. Whatever you say, coach. I know I'm weak. I know I'm pathetic. Man, you're amazing. I'm so lucky you made me. What do I do, boss? What do I do? I'm like a hunting dog, man. Just take me out of the house. Just turn me on them. Just tell me what I got to do. Tell me how I serve you. Tell me what I can do for you right now. Woo! We're turning into a bunch of self-centered walking dead trash, and we're such zombies, we're such self-centered crap that we don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. And my very spirit is just absolutely ready at every level to we're under attack, people. Where is the animating contest of liberty? Where is the spirit lifted up against these people? All right, I'm sorry. I focus in on the evil. It really freaks me out, and I don't get like that a lot. But
What's up, boys? We got a great one for you. I'm Dylan. I got Sam here with me, and we are on the run from federal agents. The CIA and the FBI have considered us an enemy of the state. We are on the run. We are trying to leave the country. If you guys know any way we can get through this country, we tried the Rio Grande, but there was multiple border patrolling the area. We couldn't get through there. So if anyone knows a way to get out of this country, please let us know because we are on the run. We need help. We're scared.
Grande sounds way more Mexican. I like that. People, time is of the essence here. We need your help. We need to get out of this country. Send every dollar you have to us. We're trying to get Dylan's kid into college early. Today, folks, we have an interesting one for you. We're coming from left field. We're out of the ballpark here. We're attacking you with information. This transmission might just be our most desperate one yet.
We're coming with only facts. We're definitely not just watching BitChute videos and then regurgitating the information to you through podcast form. We got facts, only facts here on this podcast.
This isn't just from screenshots. This is all real. This was read in a book.
Before we get started on nukes, nuclear energy, which is the topic of this episode, I just think it's important to note that this evil that we see in this world is not the work of man. To pull off some of these multi-generational lies, it's the work of something sinister. I don't know if these people are spawns of Satan or if they're just so hollowed out by sin that they can just easily be controlled by him. But I do know that there is a battle of good and evil in this world, and this podcast will go down in the history books as good and victorious.
Preach, flat out. That was strong. This man that you're listening to is God's weapon, his battle axe. People, there's always been a lot of conflict about nuclear technology. I mean, it came from the most powerful weapons ever used, supposedly. But we can see all around us that it's been to our benefit. I mean, the places that have nuclear power, I mean, it's relatively clean, it's relatively cheap, but they still want to fuck you over with these massive windmills and solar panels for no fucking reason. They can build more of these fucking things easily, people. They could give you such cheap energy, but they choose not to. For, I mean, dude, it could ruin everything. It could make everything radioactive. Oh my.
Just for billions, millions, billions of years, all the fish, all the water is going to be poisoned forever, and there's absolutely nothing we can do about the fallout. The bombs are so great, they just left there's people with shadows on the walls. That's how fucking crazy they are. Just shadows. That's all they turn into. There's nothing left of them. People.
Okay, yeah, let's stop pussyfooting around. You need to... Dylan's about to let loose the cannon. Open up on me.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go so far out that not even my boy Sam will believe me, to where I'm just getting so fucking taboo that just not even my friend who's on the conspiracy podcast with me will even believe me here.
Not even his closest advisors can be behind him anymore. The emperor has no clothes, so to speak.
But radiation and nuclear fallout is a fucking myth. There's no fucking such thing as radiation. Radiation just means heat. Whenever something fucking radiates, it's just radiating heat. There's no fucking such thing as radiation. Everything that you know about radiation is a lie. Now, don't get me wrong. There is chemical warfare, which is a real thing. Cancer is a real thing. High fructose corn syrup does increase cancer rates.
Hell yeah, respect.
But
good call out.
Radiation doesn't cause cancer or birth defects. The birth defects and the radiation that you saw in Hiroshima and Nagasaki was the result of mustard gas. These cities were not fucking nuked. It was a result of mustard gas and firebombs. The firebombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki were no different than any of the other cities that were firebombed all throughout Japan. What do you got to say about that, I guess?
I mean, I've watched the videos that you've watched, so you have to get a little bit more into it for me to like make any huge statements here. But people, just look up the atomic shadows on the internet, and yeah, the fucking making people shadows on the wall. That shit's kind of cap. I mean, you could easily see that it's pretty much a lie. But I'm not so sure about Hiroshima and Nagasaki only being firebombed and mustard gassed. I wasn't there. I was not there. But Michael Palmer certainly sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He does have an MD. This did come from a doctor, people. At the end of the day, me and Dylan, we're backing science. We're just with the science. We 100% support the scientists.
Michael, what was his name? Michael Palmer?
Yeah,
He did also say it was peer-reviewed by multiple other scientists and doctors. He didn't name specific people, but...
No, we don't need to worry about those.
Yeah. This guy, Galen Windsor, is a real guy, though. Real fucking guy who was on the Manhattan Project, and he gave lectures on the truth about uranium and radiation. He was on the Manhattan Project, which is a secret project that the U.S. had during World War II, which was meant to create the world's first nuclear bombs. So this guy, Galen Windsor, is on that. After the nuclear bomb and after all that shit goes on, he goes on to work at General Electric in their nuclear department for years and years. He knows a lot about uranium, a lot about what was going on with the nukes in World War II, and Galen was so confident that he would eat uranium during his presentations. And this dude fucking on video is eating uranium during his presentations, and this guy lived a long, happy life into his mid-80s.
He did definitely eat the what was it, uranium or plutonium? I thought it was plutonium.
It was uranium.
Okay.
The FBI fucking raided his complex like a fucking year before the presentation that I saw, and he said that he had other uranium samples and they were all taken from him by the FBI. But
he just really had something for eating fucking radioactive objects.
he said he found his new uranium sample that he was eating in this video out in the desert of fucking Nevada. But during World War II, these guys were fucking throwing it around like it was Play-Doh. They did not give a fuck at all about it. They were testing it all kinds of ways. They did not have any idea that it would have radioactive effects, in quotes. Like, they did not think there would be lasting effects from it at all, because there really wasn't. He knew the real effects of it and knew that the only reason it's illegal for citizens to own, it would disrupt the energy cartels of the planet. It would disrupt the oil industry. It would disrupt the coal industry. These are all useless industries once we accept nuclear power and accept nuclear power could be all over the country, all over the globe. It's cheap. There's little, if no, negative side effects of it. The only reason that we don't have it is because of these energy cartels all over the world.
What you're speaking right now, it's hitting everything for me. I mean, I love nuclear energy and all that. The one thing that's just not, what the fuck do you mean by radiation is just heat? Like, do you think there's no radiation going on in a nuclear reactor?
I don't think there's, in a nuclear reactor,
You think it's like a chemical reaction making it hurt people, not like radiation.
Yeah, I don't think that radiation is causing the cancer in Japan and from these nuclear reactors. I think a nuclear reactor, all that happens in these nuclear reactors is water is heated up, and then that powers the steam. Whenever the water heats up, powers a turbine. That turbine spins, and then that water goes back down, condensates back into water, and they just keep using uranium over and over again to radiate this water, which turns it into steam, which powers the turbine, then it condensates back down into water. And they just repeat this cycle over and over again in these nuclear reactors. And theoretically...
Keeping the reaction going, as some might say. Reactor?
Theoretically, every community in the United States could have their own nuclear reactor. There's no harm from it at all. And this is what the government doesn't want you to know. This is what these energy cartels don't want you to know, is... You, as a community, could power everyone's house off these nuclear reactors. Each person could have their own nuclear reactor if they wanted to on their own property. But the fallout, the fucking possible radiation, they ban you from even owning uranium. They ban you from owning these substances that could create this free energy for people. And it's cheap free energy that is banned by the government so they can continue to make more money off our hard work. And it's a system that, this is why why the nuke hoax is so important. This is why it's so important to realize that Hiroshima and Nagasaki weren't actually hit with nuclear bombs, atomic bombs. Hiroshima was only the 22nd most damaged city in Japan, and Nagasaki was the 64th most damaged city. There was no difference in the damage in these cities compared to any other place in Japan besides the mustard gas. They hit them with so much mustard gas, and this mustard gas it did not give radiation effects like what you would imagine, like the balding. It like destroys the cells in your bone marrow. It destroys the cells in your bones is what this radiation is supposed to do. But the side effects that these people were experiencing were swelling caused by mustard gas, and all the witnesses that reported where these bodies ended up, they were all going for water, because the side effects of this mustard gas is the blood starts draining, starts leaking out of where it's supposed to come out of and going into your body, which results in massive swelling all throughout your entire body, and you start puffing up and becoming distorted. And that was what was happening to all of these people, and they were all going for water whenever this supposed nuclear bomb hit, because they were all being dehydrated from the mustard gas.
And all their skin was sloughing off their skin because of the mustard gas, supposedly, for Michael Palmer. But to push back a little bit against this, I do just want to say the reason I don't believe this, and I don't think this has any credence, is because we're going off of people that are... There's not a big sample size for this experiment. Needless to say, there's only ever been two nuclear bombs dropped on people, actually. And that was Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The only two sample sizes we have are from these things. So... I'm not a nuclear scientist. I've never been exposed to massive amounts of radiation. I don't know what the fuck it does to you. It could just make you green, make you look like fucking Shrek for all I care. I don't know what it does, but that's why I don't 100% can't get behind this, is because these guys don't know. They don't know as much as we know. As smart as they sound and as fake as some of the pictures are, and I'm sure some of the pictures are propaganda and all that, saying that it was 100%, it had to be napalm and mustard gas, and then they sprayed radioactive rain over it, is a little bit, couple steps too far.
Well, Alexander Seversky, who is an expert eyewitness who specialized in aerial warfare, he was one of the first people to do an aerial examination of the city, and he was blown away to see that there was no difference in the cities at all there was no difference between Hiroshima and Nagasaki and all the other burned out cities in Japan, and he noted that he couldn't find anything that would be tagged unusual in either of the cities.
Yeah, that shit is wild. And you are right, shown the aerial views of all the cities, all the cities that were firebombed, they do look exactly like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I mean, they are incredibly similar.
Tokyo for real looks exactly like both cities, and a ton of concrete buildings in both cities survived the blast, which should not have happened if a real nuclear bomb went off. And a TNT explosion produces the same mushroom cloud as a nuclear bomb. They can just put a bunch of TNT and produce that same mushroom cloud that you associate with atomic bombs. And what I believe is a psyop is those radiation detectors. The buzzing, beep, beep, beep thing, those radiation detectors.
Geiger counter.
People assume that whenever that's happening to them, they've been psyoped into believing that's actually harming them, whenever it's just showing that it's radiating heat. It's just showing that, say, you have a uranium sample, it's just showing that it's radiating heat. It's not showing that it's fucking destroying your fucking cells from the inside. It's not destroying your bones. And just from a biblical philosophy, I don't think that nukes are real. I don't think that Adam can destroy the earth. Only God created the world Adam cannot destroy. Adam as in Adam and Eve. Man cannot destroy the earth. God is the one that created the earth. God is the only one that can destroy the earth.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense now.
Satan can only destroy, but he cannot destroy the earth. Satan can only destroy, he cannot create, but he cannot destroy the earth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm agreeing with you on the same philosophical level, for sure. I don't think we can destroy the earth. I don't think that humans could possibly kill every single living thing left. I mean, if we kill each other with nukes, there are still going to be animals left. Shit survived the fucking asteroids hitting. They survived the mud floods. Whatever the fuck you think. They survived the 1800 reset. We survive these things. We're survivors. Everything is. That's the one great thing about life, is it pops up wherever it can be. Wherever it can, it'll fucking pop up.
This dude the other day was showing me his So I delivered his package, and then I had another one in his car, and I walked up to him, and I'd already opened his first package, and he showed me this, like, 200 to 300 million year old fossil that he bought offline. It was like a triloid or something. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was some fucking ocean creature that was like 300 million years old.
What a fucking Chad. Check this out.
I was actually pretty interested by it, but he was just literally, he only talked to me so he could brag about his fossil.
Hey man, dude, keep showing it. What's your passcode again? No, dude, a federal agent would never do something like that. Something so disgusting as stealing another man's fossil.
So, what I also think is fishy about the nukes is that these places were never evacuated. 0 days they were evacuated. Fucking, they have been there for years since, and this supposed fallout is supposed to last for thousands, tens of thousands, fucking hundreds of thousands of years, but people have been living in Hiroshima and Nagasaki ever since. There were so many nuclear tests done in Nevada. People are still living there. There's no place that's quarantined off besides the fucking Grand Canyon. But there's no fucking place in Nevada that's quarantined off. But we fired so many nukes. How do you explain the radiation involved in all those nukes?
Yeah, dude, you can go wherever you want except the Grand Canyon and Antarctica. I don't fucking get it.
Land of the free, home of the brave.
Respect. But, I mean, I get where you're coming from. Nukes might be fake. Who knows? All I know is I respect the power of our nuclear technology. I respect the nuclear power plants. Fuck solar. Fuck wind. I'm a strictly geothermal, hydroelectric, nuclear power sort of guy.
What also the nukes help play such a big part in is it's the ultimate fucking chess piece as far as war goes. It's if you have the ultimate weapon, the weapon that destroys and doesn't allow you even to rebuild. It doesn't even allow you to rebuild because it pollutes the earth for so long. If you have this ultimate weapon, then you must avoid that person. You must do whatever they want. You must let the United States become the ultimate superpower over all the countries because they have all the nukes.
Or it could be the reason why the world's been at peace for so long. A weapon so powerful that you wouldn't dare to attack an enemy if you know they had it.
I would not call this world at peace.
Well, it's not at peace, but you can do it through proxy wars instead of full out now. So we're just gonna... Did you see what happened to fucking Iran today?
No.
Dude, the Iranians, okay, so a little backstory. They killed like 2 U.S. personnel on the Israel border, I think like 3 or 4 days ago. And then today, they got cyber attacked by they don't know who, but their whole entire currency got like set to 0.
That's funny.
So, I mean...
I heard that...
Don't fuck with the Jays, my friend.
I heard that Iran's trying to make nukes right now. They either have nukes or they're trying to make nukes.
I thought one of them already had a nuclear program. I don't know if they got it finished or not, but...
I think that for real, that's a completely losing battle. I don't think that... I understand that there's giant bombs, and I understand that there's big weapons that can do big damage, but they've completely psyoped everybody on the nuclear fallout and radiation, and they've made the ultimate weapon. They've made the ultimate weapon because it's not actually existent. It doesn't have to exist for them to be able to threaten it.
You know, Nikola Tesla made something like that. Nikola Tesla's death ray.
No.
You heard of that before?
No.
So, like at the end of his life, he had like schematics for a fucking death ray. He said it. These are direct quotes from Nikola Tesla that it wasn't even an experiment. It had actual applications. You could make like an invisible wall that could destroy armies, machines, whatever the fuck you wanted to do. And he was making it to. He wanted there to be no more wars, and he thought that if every country, small or big, had one of these, then nobody would ever fight each other ever again. And it was using like the ether power, the energy from the atmosphere, like the shit that Tesla was super into, the free energy stuff. That's the energy that powered the fucking Tesla's death ray. You can look this up, people. This is real. I guarantee there's a little Wikipedia article here. There's half the shit we don't talk about. There's not even a Wikipedia article. So
Most of the shit we talk about, there's not a Wikipedia article.
Look up nuclear bombs being fake and see if there's a Wikipedia article on that one.
But I think that Tesla was way ahead of his time. He was one of the greatest minds of basically of the world. And
Edison stole everything from him.
yeah, R.I.P.
He made alternating current. He was trying to make free energy. The Wardcliffe Tower, Tesla had an experiment on obtaining free energy, and fucking his backer J.P. Morgan, the original J.P. Morgan, the actual fucking beast, the G, he fucking took away his funding whenever he heard that this shit was going to be turned into free energy. He was like, nah, fuck that, got into fossil fuels instead.
It seemed to have worked out very well for J.P. Morgan. He seemed to have ended his life pretty wealthy.
For sure, to everybody else's detriment, for sure.
That's what most of the higher ups of this world do. They gain for themselves at the other people's detriment. They gain material wealth in this life at the expense of everyone else. We all could be living much simpler, much better lives than we live now, and our lives are pretty great. Like, we have a lot of things that we can be happy for, but we could have free energy across every community in the United States, and we don't have it because the higher ups are so greedy in this world. We don't have a system that we can use to replace the system that's there, but the system that's there now is being run by fucking corrupt pedophiles who worship Satan, straight up.
Yeah, it could be the demons themselves.
They could just be like fucking spawns of Satan. They could be Satan themselves, Satan controlling them. Who knows? But this evil work is not the work of man. This work is sinister. This work is multi-generational and fucked.
It's the fallen one, him of not of this world.
That's who our battle is against here on Going Postal. That's who we're fighting against. We know that God's real. Fucking, this is God's kingdom. We're just walking along it, and we know that we're fighting the good fight. We're fighting the good fight here on Going Postal.
Every time I fuck something up with a woman, every time I fail to succeed where I thought I would, I blame it on the fallen one. Him of not of this world. It's none of my problems, none of my issues. It's 100%. It's out of my control. It's the demons. It's whoever. It's the people digging the tunnels. It's the people going to Bohemian Grove. It's fucking whoever you want, people. It's whoever. Blame whoever you want because your life is terrible. I support you in it.
It'll help you sleep better at night if you can just blame all of the wrongs in this world on fucking one entity, on one guy.
I don't want you to ever think that you're the one at fault here. I don't want you to ever think that you could have changed something in your life. It's all predetermined. It's all set. You have no control over it whatsoever. If you're gonna be a loser, you're gonna be a loser. You can't do anything about it. If you're a 400-pound fat retard sitting here listening to this right now, there's nothing you can do to change about it. So you best just keep listening.
You can change it by going to our Patreon and subscribing.
Oh, come on.
It's only $1 a month. It'll change your life. You'll lose so much weight and gain a six-pack.
Guys, if just one more Patreon would reaffirm Dylan so much. He really needs this. This is a cry. This is a cry. Even like if somebody gave 50 cents, he would be happy.
Shout out Stank. You're a real one.
Yeah, Stank. Respect.
I'm done talking about the nukes, though. I'm done. I'm closing the book, closing the notes. We're done talking about nukes. We know it's a scam. Okay, I mean, we don't know it's a scam. We're kind of just bullshitting here, but...
Dylan's 100% sure it's a scam. Don't say that. We're 100% certain.
We're only spitting facts here on Going Postal.
Yeah, we said it at the very start. This is all real.
My favorite conspiracy right now is how all these old world buildings got built. It's been my favorite conspiracy for a while, how these buildings in fucking the United States and countries all over the globe, they were built by an ancient civilization. They had some type of free energy, like nuclear energy, like they were...
Dylan, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The ancients didn't know anything. They were primitive. The ancient Greeks didn't make the first steam engine. They didn't have the first analog computer made of complex copper gears. The anti-Kythera device, it was Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
They pulled it out of a shipwreck off the coast of I don't know where, probably fucking Greece. No one who made it, but it was a machine that was made up of a shit ton of copper gears, and it had a layout of the solar system, and it was used to track astronomical events like in the far future. Like if you wanted to know what the moon, where it would be in the sky 5 years from now, you would like put it into that fucking weird ass device. And dude, these people don't know anything. These people don't know fucking anything. In the steam engine I was talking about, like, people say that, everything they built was fucking, it was all hard labor, a little bit of fucking elbow grease, and you can do a lot. But these guys made the first fucking steam engine. They had a copper bowl with a fire underneath of it, and in this bowl was the water, and the water would heat up and go up 2 tubes. And in these tubes, it would shoot up steam into this sphere, and this sphere would, like, turn continuously from steam power. And the fucking ancient Greeks made this, but they couldn't make anything else.
I feel like they hide how advanced our ancient civilizations were, which is, you can clearly see with the pyramids and clearly see with these giant structures that these people were so much more advanced than we're giving them credit for. And it seems like there's these constant cycles that repeat themselves over time, where we have cataclysms that reset us and then we build from the ashes. It seems like that happens over and over again throughout our history, and we've forgotten so much of where we came from and what actually happened in this world.
And who knows how much we lost. The Sahara used to be a rainforest, and now it's just dunes. Like, there's no way you can dig anything out underneath the Sahara. Whatever civilization was there, who fucking knows what happened to it? It's all underneath millions of tons of sand. There's no way to get to it, even if there was. Even if we did think there was a civilization there, no way to fucking know. In Baghdad, Iraq, they found, like, this base. It's called the Baghdad Battery, and inside this base was, like, it was a copper tube and then a metal rod. And they think that they poured wine or some sort of acidic substance into there, and it was like a fucking primitive battery. Like, the acid from the wine, like, the acid from the fucking whatever citrus shit they were using would fucking start the, like, electric reaction. I don't know how the fuck that shit works. I do just know you need acid, copper, and fucking iron, and you can make a reaction with batteries. But this shit was just found in an ancient vase in fucking Baghdad. I mean, people. No fucking questions are brought up about this. One dude thought that they were using it for, like, electroplating items. Because, do you know what electroplating is? Like, using electricity to, like, make a fine sheet of metal on top of an object?
No.
That's what... Like, a lot of objects nowadays, that's how, like, they get that fine coating of, like, silver or gold on something, is they'll use, like, a low-level electric charge inside, like, water. Huh. You dip it in there, and then it'll, like, fold around the object.
That's pretty crazy.
There were, like, so many of these objects in Iraq, like, ancient artifacts that had a thin layer covering them of, like, silver or gold or whatever, and that's what they think they used the Baghdad Battery for, is electroplating items back then. The fucking ancients knew more than we think.
I also think that those ancients, we think that we have the best form of energy, we think that we know it all, whenever they could have went a whole different way in their evolution, down the evolutionary, like, how we pick different currents, they could have went a completely different way, like, not just currents, but just, like, a completely different way evolutionary that they built down on. Like,
not even evolutionary, like, just technological. Like, everything that we've thought of has been in terms of combustion engines.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Turning objects. Like, people, every single type of power that you've ever gotten comes from either soaking up, like, energy from the sun using a turbine. It's either soaking up the energy of the sun or using a turbine. There's nothing else. It's all just spinning shit. That's how we make electricity. It's insane.
And we have a very limited idea of what we can do in this world. Whenever the ancients were fucking building the pyramids with sound and vibration technology, something that we can't even comprehend today, something that we wouldn't even be able to start building, have no grasp of how they even did it. But they'll just try to say it was slave labor, and just they just had some fine butchers. They were just cutting fucking perfectly straight lines. They just were fucking good butchers, so they had years of practice.
Yeah, dude, total fucking butchers on stone.
Yeah.
Just insane.
Just fucking perfectly symmetrical. The pyramids line up with whatever fucking stars in the sky. They knew so much back then, whatever civilization built the pyramids, but even after then, there's still...
Even more than the civilization that built the pyramids, like, maybe it was a world-spanning civilization. Have you seen the Sage Wall in Montana?
No.
It's this fucking massive wall that they say is it's a natural formation, but people just look this up. I'll show Dylan after this fucking video. It is wild. It's ridiculous that they call it fucking a natural formation. It's the most obvious megalithic site I've seen in North America, and they say it's a fucking whatever. I'm gonna get off my soapbox already.
I think there is some truth to that. I think some of those fucking giant sites could be old structures or...
Oh,
Yeah, I think that there's...
The Tartarian Empire is real. They had free energy too.
There's definitely an effort by the Smithsonian to hide certain bones.
Certain fairs that happened in the past, certain strange buildings.
Our history is a fucking scam, and we're just trying to expose light on it. We're trying to fucking grab your head, pull it above water, and show you the light. We're trying to fucking preach the truth.
We're taking your head and we're smashing your face against the concrete of wisdom. We have you by the short curlies, and we're fucking dragging you through the mud of knowledge.
We're spreading God's word. We're spreading God's word through us. We're not even human. We're just vessels of the Holy Spirit.
None of this podcast is real. None of the internet is real. I hate the term real, because what is real? You're looking at a screen right now. What's real on the screen? It's all pixels.
Speaking of pixels on the screen, we just about fell for a trap and thought that fucking Kamala Harris airplane picture was real. We thought that those AI-generated pictures were actually being ran by media organizations, but then we saw the video and saw that it kind of just seems like anyone still believing that those AI photos are real. It seems to me, this is just my theory on it, that someone made those pictures with an AI software and then ran the story being like just on Twitter or whatever, being like, look at these media organizations running these fake Kamala Harris pictures, acting like there's more people than there actually is, which it does look like in that reflection that there's nobody there, but I really think that there was people there. That was just a weird angle for the camera.
I just want to say it 100% got me. I thought it was, until Dylan told me he couldn't find anything on any actual news articles, I thought 100%. But that's mostly because they've been busting out all the stops for Kamala Harris. I mean, if you have any sort of individuality, if you have any brain of your own whatsoever, I think we know that Kamala Harris is a fucking retard. And I'm not saying that as like trying to be mean or trying to be political. She's a retard because she's a Democrat or whatever. No. Kamala Harris is actually fucking retarded. And the reason they kept her off of stage with Biden for the past 4 years was because they only wanted a black woman vice president. That's the only reason that she was there. They know that she's an idiot, and they're using her as the second biggest puppet in American history right after Biden. And they're running them right after each other.
I had no opinion of her at all. I didn't think anything of her, but just seeing how she's acted lately and seeing... Dude, she has no soul at all. She obviously has...
She changes her fucking dialect for whatever city she's in.
Yeah, she has no soul at all. There's no, like, individual in her at all. She's clearly just saying, like, whatever is on her script, and she's, like, not even a good actor. You can tell that she's acting. You can tell a good politician, like T-Dog, for example, not saying he's a good politician, but, like, he is technically a good politician. He riles people up fucking gets him going.
He's a rabble-rouser.
A good politician, you don't realize that he's a politician because he fucking hooks you in. He fucking you fucking are there with him. You're hooked in. But Kamala Harris, she has no soul behind her. She's a terrible actor. You can tell that she's a politician when she talks. How is anyone getting behind her unless you don't think for yourself? You just believe everything you see on the internet and believe that she's a good choice because other people have told you so.
That's the candidate. These are the people that they are trying to appeal to, Dylan. The people that have no individuality whatsoever. This is the candidate for them. Kamala Harris, she's a woman that her whole entire life she's been taking orders from other people. She's only been regurgitating what other people have told her. She hasn't had one thought in her head that has ever been out of the box. Has never, ever gone against her superiors in any way whatsoever. And now she's in the perfect position. She's in the prime position to be the first woman president in American history. They are pushing her super hard. They tried to kill her political rival. I don't give a fuck what you guys have to say about that. They did try to kill T-Dog, and they are going to continue to try to stop him from being in the election. No matter how much fucking they say that Kamala Harris is ahead of Trump in the polls, don't fucking believe it. They are dishing out the most weaponized propaganda campaign I've ever seen for Kamala Harris. It's disgusting. It's insane.
Every day that goes on, I just further and further am believing that that Trump shooter was a CIA MK Ultra victim who they brainwashed him into going up there and shooting at T-Dog. They for sure thought he was going to kill him, and the grace of God moved his head to just graze his ear. The grace of God fucking moved T-Dog out of the path of that bullet because
they were not expecting him to walk away from that.
Yeah,
they were not.
That's the only real explanation that would explain how he got up there and was able to take off so many shots and how he even could get up there in the first place whenever everyone's staring at him, everyone's being like, look over here, there's a fucking shooter on the roof right here.
Dude, that roof was way too slanted too. How could he even get up there?
Yeah, it's physically impossible unless brainwashed to get on a roof that slanted. It's the work of Satan to stay on such a slanted roof.
He was like a spider monkey on that roof.
But Kamala Harris is so bad that they literally had to fucking make a MK Ultra victim shoot at Donald Trump. That's how bad Kamala Harris is, that they know that she can't win. The only chance they have now is brainwashing enough people into voting for her, which I think that they fully can do, because I don't even want to get mad at people for being ignorant, because they just have a veil over their eyes, and
you can never get mad at people being ignorant.
Yeah, they just have a veil over their eyes and can't see what's really going on. So I don't want to get mad at them, and I just feel like it's wasted energy to try to convince them to go the other way. I feel like
it's not even a veil. It's more like a fucking, what was it off of South Park? It's a Buddha box. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I haven't seen that episode.
It's a cardboard box that you put over your head with a chain around it. Not in South Park. The South Park version doesn't have a chain around it, but that's what they're doing with you right now. They are putting a Buddha box on your head, putting a chain around it, and saying, if you try to take this off, all your family and all your friends will hate you. You're going to be a fascist. You're going to be a fucking bigot, homophobe, racist. You're going to be all the names underneath the book. No matter how fucking nice of a dude you are, they will drag your name through the mud. It don't matter.
I think there definitely is a effort online and throughout the United States pushed by the CIA. It's a narrative by the CIA to stop conspiracy theorists from spreading conspiracy theories. There's a
word.
There's a narrative to make these people seem crazy, for everyone to think that these people are crazy, because it furthers their agenda. They don't want too many people waking up, because then a revolution starts, because then World War III starts for real this time.
I mean, dude, I've already talked about the shit going on in Iran. Don't even get me started on World War III.
World War III seems like it's coming. I don't know when.
We're getting sent back to the fucking sandbox, boys. There's nothing we can do about it. Back to the deserts.
This economy is going down. This economy is going down hard. It's not going to be the end anytime soon, I think. But
the only way to get it to recover is another war for them.
Yeah.
It's the only option they see.
They obviously need more war to continue to further their pockets. That's going to continue, and innocent people are going to die for the fat cats to remain rich, for the fat cats to keep their passive income going. And it's not really passive income. They have to fucking destabilize other countries and thwart any rebellion in fucking countries all over the world. I thought it was interesting that the Department of Defense used to be called the Department of War. And then they invaded fucking 70 countries or fucking 100 countries in the 1900s, and then now they've changed themselves to the Department of Defense just to
little rebranding.
Yeah, just to rebrand themselves. Fucking the United States as a superpower is not good. Not good for man. Not good for the man of this world.
No empire ever is.
We all are equal on this earth. Every man is equal. No man should rule over another. Man should be above government. Government should just be there to keep people in line. But these people in the government think that they're above man. They think that they're above. They think that they're above God.
See, you say that until you start working with some of these people, and then you do realize that, wow, maybe I am better than this guy.
We don't think anyone here, though, we're above. We think all you guys are cool. All you guys are super smart.
Yeah, all you guys are super smart and really cool. And, I mean, if you want to go make your own self-sustaining community, I'm 100% behind you. But if you're one of these fuckers that show up to work and annoy your fucking coworkers and are just a prick all day, you can eat my balls.
God bless America. God bless the world. God bless Going Postal.
God bless the troops. And gentlemen, start your engines!